Super Apple Episode 5, Top Hat Agency. The next day, Talia called Apple to her office. The room was warm, softly lit, intentionally so. A contrast to the burned forest still lingering in Apple's mind. He stood in front of her desk, hands clenched at his sides, waiting. She didn't start immediately. Instead, she poured 2 cups of tea with slow, careful movements, then slid one toward him. "Sit," she said gently. Apple obeyed. Talia folded her hands and studied him, not like a commander, but like a parent trying to understand their child. "Apple," she said, calm and quiet, "tell me something honestly." She paused. "What is your exact goal, as a hero?" Apple looked down at the cup. The surface trembled slightly from his grip. "I want to save people," he said after a moment. He swallowed. "I want to make people happy. I want to save people from pain, so they don't have to suffer the way I did." The words came out heavier than he expected. Once spoken, they felt impossible to take back. Talia nodded slowly, as if she had expected nothing else. "So," she said softly, "in other words, you want to change the world, right?" She leaned forward just a little. "You want to change the unfairness in this world?" Apple hesitated. Then nodded. "Yeah. I do." Talia smiled, warm, proud. "That's a beautiful goal," she said. "And a dangerous one." Apple looked up. "Dangerous?" "Because the world doesn't like to be changed," she replied. "It fights back. Harder the more you try to fix it." She stood and walked toward the window, looking down at the city far below. "Most people don't want heroes," she continued. "They want comfort. They want someone else to carry the pain for them. Someone willing to make difficult choices, so they don't have to." She turned back to him. "That's what makes you special, Apple. You're willing to suffer if it means others don't." Apple felt his chest tighten. Her words wrapped around his doubts, smoothing them instead of confronting them. "But what if I make things worse?" he asked quietly. "What if trying to help just causes more pain?" Talia walked back and placed a hand over his. Her touch was steady. "Pain already exists," she said. "You're not creating it. You're stepping into it." She squeezed his hand slightly. "And every step you take means fewer people have to walk through it alone." Apple's eyes stung. He blinked hard. "I don't know if I'm strong enough," he admitted. Talia smiled again, gentle and certain. "That's why you're not doing this alone," she said. "You have me. You have Metal Girl. You have a purpose." She straightened, voice still kind, but firm underneath. "If you truly want to change the world, Apple, then you must accept that it will hurt sometimes. But pain isn't proof you're wrong." She met his eyes. "It's proof you care." Apple nodded slowly. Talia's hand was still resting over Apple's when she spoke again. "And that," she said softly, "is why I'm going to tell you the truth." Apple stiffened. "The truth about the agency's real goal," she continued. Her voice didn't change, still calm, still warm. "We want to change the world too." She withdrew her hand and walked toward the window. "This world has always been unfair," Talia said. "It took my parents from me. It took yours from you." She glanced back at him. "People like us don't lose because we're weak. We lose because the world is broken." Apple's breath slowed, his heart pounding louder. "So we will rule it," she said plainly. "And we will make it fair. No matter what it takes, we will fight those who refuse our order. We will control the world." Her eyes sharpened, resolve settling in. "We will change the world." She stepped closer. "So tell me, Apple," Talia said gently, almost kindly, "will you join the agency, now that you know the truth?" For a moment, Apple didn't speak. Then his hands started shaking. "This is a joke," he said, voice cracking. "Right?" Talia didn't answer. "You lied to me," Apple snapped, stepping back. "You said I was going to be a hero. I trusted you." His voice rose, raw and hurt. "You raised me just to turn me into a weapon, didn't you?" He clenched his fists. What did you expect? No. I'm not joining your shady agency. Silence filled the room. Talia's expression didn't break, but something behind her eyes hardened. Then, she said quietly, "You've made yourself the agency's enemy." The doors behind Apple slid open. Heavy footsteps echoed. Top Hat robots flooded the room, metal frames towering, visors glowing. They surrounded him in a perfect circle, weapons unfolding with mechanical precision. Apple turned slowly, panic creeping in. Talia spoke one final time, her voice calm, absolute. "If you don't want to join the agency," she said, "then die." The room locked. And in that moment, everything Apple believed in collapsed at once.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for the next episode.